do that, and might need to refresh that. Have a look at that. And yes, we are live. We are ready. Let's do some farming. Let's have a look what's on sale. That's new. Slurry wagon. I don't need a slurry wagon till next year. That's a mower. That's a mower. That's a big square baler, which is way too expensive even at 40% discount. Okay, no problems there. I am going to sleep again. April, May. And we will get into May. So, new patch, or new mod this week. Courseplay is now on the mod hub, which may work out to be fun. Obviously, the big thing is I really wish we'd had more. Hot. I really wish we'd had Courseplay for our Moss Valley playthrough, because that would have made it a lot easier, since the workers on that map really weren't happy. So what's new? There is a spader, a bigger windrower. I don't think I need a bigger windrower. Big box truck. That is an interesting thought. That's a 6-meter cultivator. See, this is cheap and would give me something to run around in. Does not have a trailer hitch. What's the difference? Oh, box on the back. I don't know. I'm not going to, not. Undecided. Anyway, let's get off to, we have work to do on the farm. We need to get to that quite sharpish. And I want my little tractor. Hopefully it will work. Now, do I have, where did I put, oh, fertilizer and stuff. Actually, I'm not going to worry about topping this off with fertilizer right now. I'm going to head out to the fields, we'll spray the fields, and then we'll figure out if we need any more. So, we need to spray the grass field. We'll do that on the way back. Then over here, we have, oh, you know what I did forget to do? We have weeds. We need a hoe, and nitrogen on this field is perfect because it's beans. Okay. Beans don't need nitrogen added. So, that said, I'm going to take a wander over to this field, and I might need to buy some herbicide. I don't like using herbicide. I don't think I have the right stuff on the sprayer. Okay, so potentially I have weeds in my 2 fields across the road over there. We're going to have to swing by those. We should have done them last month. I did spray them. We got that much done. Field area, blah, blah, blah. What am I looking at? Sorghum growing. Oh, very bad nitrogen. That's what I'm looking at. So, let's move the control stick over and unfold this. Also, let's look for None of those. None of those. Crop things. Weeders. Okay, this is a weeder. This is a hoe. This is a fairly cheap hoe. That's a weeder. That's a weeder. And that's a weeder. So that I'm going to have to buy one of those. And probably need to stick that on the little red tractor. So how do I do this? Details. Nothing exciting. Okay, so that's just a straight by the thing. I do have a weight for this little John Deere. Now that's set on auto, so, and I do have pulse width modulation installed on the sprayer, so we can get a fairly precise spread on the thing. I do not have crop sensors on the tractor though, so we're not going to get an absolutely perfect coverage of stuff, fertilizer. But still, this needs to get done. So next harvest we will get a large boost in our environmental score. How quickly is this going down? This is going down quite quickly. Obviously we need a lot of nitrogen on this crop. What's the other crop? Oh, we've got another crop of sorghum. Actually, that's all we've got to spray, plus the grass is almost negligible. I'm going to get down here. I'm going to go across to those fields across the way. As I said, I might need to buy some herbicide. I don't want to get this sprayed. I haven't taken to let's see. We'll do it like this. As you can see, we're not spraying on the outside here. So our super intelligent equipment is spraying what needs to get sprayed and no more. And if we go over a bit we've already done, that should also cut off the nozzles so that we don't over nitrogenate soil in certain areas. So over the course of this year, it's going to rain later. I may want to look into getting a slurry spreader, especially if one comes up in the sales. This isn't too expensive. For right now, yeah, we're doing what we can where we can. Got $62,000, which is a good little number. And right about now, I'm going to turn that off and jump out and go over here. So I think I left these weeds too long. These weeds are medium, needs a hoe. Okay. That's these weeds are needs rolled. No weeds. Oh, this, I believe this field was flagged as ploughed. I didn't plough it, but it was flagged as ploughed. as last status, and being ploughed does mean that stop forwards. What does being ploughed mean? Means you don't get weeds. So our oat field is fine. Not sure about that field across the ditch there either. We'll go check on that in a while, because obviously I still need to fertilise that, because it's our second small field of sorghum. Okay, as soon as I finish the loop, we'll get GPS activated and actually start driving this a little bit more accurately. With spray, I don't actually have to do that. Now, also, one of the things I could consider here is getting a trailed or towed sprayer, which has a bigger tank capacity. Good grief, we're nearly out of fertilizer just going around once, although it wasn't full. So that's not actually as big a deal. But I think in order to do any more, it should take us over to the barn. I believe it's in the workshop. Put all of the seeds and fertilizer over there. We've got some lime as well. And we haven't checked the animal feed lately. I should probably check on that too. But we can do that. Well, animal feed's kind of an important thing. Okay, there's lime. There's seed. Do I not have any fertilizer? Might not have any fertilizer in that farm. It's a little bit awkward. Okay. It's going to be one of those days, I guess. Oops. Okay. So let's have a look on the animals. Oh, there's more jobs to do as well. So chickens, food, not a problem. Cows, food, not a problem. Horses, no. Sheep's food, not a problem. And horses' food, still don't have any root crops. Their base food's down to 2,000. I could buy some. No, I wasn't going to buy any oats. I was going to hope that the oats that we're growing are ready by the time it's needed. So let's get back in the shop and hook up the loader arms. This is when I could do with another small tractor. Because then I wouldn't have to take the fertilizer sprayer off. There. All right. Could grab the case and run, follow me. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Then I only have to go to the store once. So, case, yes, go. I think I got follow me loaded. That'll be interesting. I might have forgotten. Yes, we'll have a go and see what happens. Control F. 0. Oops. Don't want to be in the cab. Alright, let's go shopping. He should be able to keep up with me. There's my dog running away. So kids decided they didn't want to come over today or this weekend. So don't know. They had Friday was a day off, and obviously Monday is a day off. Monday is a day off. Monday is a holiday. I will be streaming on Monday, usual time, sort of about 8:30 onwards, for as long as my back can take it. So status of my back is I'm still in pain, but this is definitely a post-procedure pain as opposed to the pain that was going on. What it feels like is quite heavy bruising around where the injections happened in my back. So it's painful to sit for a long time, it's painful to lie down and sleep, it's definitely painful to bend over. So work on the train layout is close to a standstill, although I did get a locomotive and decoder delivered this week. So I'm going to spend some time this weekend checking the locomotive works, getting the decoder installed and programmed. So, yeah, I've got things I can do at my desk. So that'll be a thing. And that'll give me three locomotives that work. I've also got a couple of locomotives that I've already put decoders in that aren't working, and I don't know if it's one of them. I know the locomotive is shorting out for some reason, so I've got to figure out where the short is and deal with that. While it does have a decoder in, the decoder doesn't fit very comfortably. It's a little bit too big. So I want to see if I did buy another decoder this week, which is of a smaller dimension. I did want to see if that decoder will fit in more comfortably, although it's planned for installation on the new locomotive this week. So I'm going to have a lot of locomotives in pieces with decoders sitting next to them and trying to figure out which decoder goes in which locomotive and whether I need more of this new decoder I just bought. But that's all for another day. Okay, so the case should be behind me, and I need liquid fertilizer. I am going to get 2 of those because we are going through them quite quickly. Gee, that's expensive. And part of the issue is I am doing fertilization contracts, which obviously goes through fertilizer, but they do pay well and they are quite quick. So let us jump into this guy and put the weeder in the back of here. Oh. What? That's weird. Okay. Then I need to drop off the trailer. And actually looks okay. Try not to drill the forks into the ground. Just, well, it's sort of on the forks, even if it's not very well on the forks. So one of the real life farmers I watch on YouTube this week, it's this farm wife. They were out collecting hay bales, and normally the son would stack the bales into groups. So his dad hauls the bales back to the farm from the field. And while he's doing that, the son will group the bales into sets of 9 so they can load. When his dad gets back, he can just load them onto the trailer quickly. Well, son's at college now, so he's not available to stab bales and group them up into, sets of 9. And so Mrs. Farmer was set the task of that. She's never used a front loader before. They were actually running front loader with a spike on the front and a 3-point spike on the rear. So she could do 2 at a time. And she actually had a lot of fun doing it and was quite successful at the task. So she's probably going to do that more often. Her normal job for making hay bales is to is just to row the hay before her husband goes through with the baler. He doesn't like to row the bale or row the hay until he's actually ready to make the bales. The last thing he wants is to have all the field rowed and then it rains unexpectedly, and then he has to okay, let's do this from I am so far off the road. And then he has to ted the hay again and re-row it, and that's a waste of his time. So he kind of prefers his wife to get the windrows done while he's driving around baling. Also doing that job at the same time is what's the word for it? It works out nicely because you can row up the field and you don't get trapped as you're rowing. You don't row yourself into a corner because you've got someone bailing out the rows you've already done. Okay, let's drive back to the farm. The problem is I've got to take it easy here because the little John Deere only does 24 miles an hour. And this thing does 32. I don't want to lose him. I'm going to let that truck go. I will go, and hopefully JD will follow. He's not turning left there, that's good. Oh, I think the John Deere made it. Yes, he did. Nice. Okay, let's go. Well, let's go 24-ish. So once we've got all these two jobs done, this looks like a very big piece of equipment. For 36,000, that's actually not a bad deal. And now we've got another job we can do on contract. And this thing, we've got a weight. We've actually got a weight for each of the tractors, but I don't usually put the weight on the small one. It's kind of got a heavy enough frame to work the front loader and pick up 2 bales at a time. And other than that, I'm using it on the sprayer, which needs the front tank and the rear tank. I mean, if I ever was going to put a weight on that tractor, we're going a bit fast. I would put it on the back when I'm doing front loader stuff, but yeah, it's like not an action we do very often. Okay. Tractor's catching up, so this is not my farm. Actually, that's the side road that runs along the side of the farm. I don't own that field. And there's Doggy in the middle of the road. Is it Sally?